Hi, I wanted to do a really just quick, easy tutorial for black and white, changing your photos to black and white, the things that I would do and the things that I've learned about. Of course, there's way better tutorials online, but sometimes they're so fast and they're so complicated. I just wanted to try and make it, pretty simple for you. I kind of learned everything the hard way. I got my first photography teaching job having 2 classes worth of experience. It was nuts. I had to do tons and tons and tons of personal research just to even make lesson plans. All of my students were way more knowledgeable than I was, so that was, it was a rough year. But anyway, here I am, still doing this. So I want to go ahead and open up Photoshop. And just get, this is one of Belinda's pictures. She's the one that requested it. Alright, here we go. Close this and make this a little bit smaller so we can fit in everything. Hopefully you can see the toolbar at the top. Excuse me. Still fighting that spring cold. Alright, I can't get rid of that. I guess I'll just, maybe I'll make this bigger. There we go. Okay, good. Alright, so as soon as you open up your image, File Open, you should be able to see your layers palette over at the right. And if you don't see it, it might just be, minimized. So this is what it looks like, 2 pieces of paper layered on top of each other, and then you can see it that way, or you can just open out all of these things. I usually keep the history closed while I'm editing. But this is a great place where the history is to see the actions that you've done. Because, say you do something that you don't like, maybe you do like 10 things that you don't like. Instead of going to File or going to Edit, step back, all of that over and over, you can just go back to the step where you were still happy. So there's several different ways to do that. Alright, so here we go. What we're going to do is I'll show you the different ways that you can make your image black and white, and some are good and some are bad. So, okay, first one is in image mode. Now, here we have grayscale. Okay, that sounds like that could be a thing, right? But if you do that, all your color information will be gone. And you can go back, but now, I just have this. I can't really play around with all the things in there. And the image kind of looks like low contrast and dull to me, to my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to undo. And I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments. And there's a couple ways you can do black and white in here. You can go to black and white. And with black and white, you get this slider menu, which is really fun. What you're basically doing is taking that color, that single color in your original color photo, and adjusting it. So you really can get a lot of fun play in there. And we're going to use that in just a minute. But I'm going to go back, and I'm going to try Image Adjustments and desaturate. That is the third way that I know how. I find it looks just like monochrome, except you still have your color information embedded into the file. Okay, so let me just show you real quick in the history. So see how I hit desaturate and I went File and go back? I can also just do this to go back. So once you get a whole bunch of things that you've done in here, it's a really easy way to just step back. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to create an adjustment layer down here. And one thing that I do, because sometimes this little lock here on your layer will stop you from doing certain things. So you just double click it. And usually all of these layer style things you're going to want to use for things like, you know, a document where you have, or a photo even, where you have words. And that works great for like, you know, if you're doing like a magazine, or, I mean, I guess all the things I used to do aren't really big anymore. Magazines are dying. Okay, so we're going to create, add on to this. And this little, it looks like black and white. If we click that, no, that's not it. Whoops. It's down here. It's this one. Okay, so in this little menu here, we're adding a layer adjustment. And we're going to add that black and white layer adjustment. And that way, we can make this little, click on this little eye, and whatever changes we have made will disappear. Hold on, I'm getting company. Okay, back again for a second. So here, just by clicking on that black and white layer and dragging this over, because it popped out to the side because my screen's kind of minimized, now I can play around with this. And the reds is just going to be such a huge difference. So I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but I like to just play around and see if I can get kind of a good basic balance here. And this is kind of like a tonal range. If you know what tones are in art, they're grays, all your gray values. And I don't think there are any blues or magentas except maybe in her skin. Okay, one more second.